with Herman and Sharron.
All right, it's going to be a good day. Tell you what, take a look at this.
Would you like to be mentally sharper and prevent memory loss? Well, now you can. I'm Dr. Stephen Masley, and up next, I'll share an easy-to-follow program with special foods, nutrients, and activities that will dramatically improve your brain function.
Stephen Masley, medical doctor, come and join us. Good to have you. What an honor.
Delighted to be here.
My goodness.
So glad to have you.
This guy's on network programs. Now we are national, but nothing like ABC and all these places you've been. Have you been on, what's the guy that's so well known, Dr. Oz?
I have not.
You haven't?
No.
Well, you're right down
That's
his
next,
alley.
though.
You're right down. I love this book cover. Yeah, I love the, can we get a
Yeah.
shot of that? There you, oh, it's on screen, good. If you today want one of the best medical books, I'm telling you, and trust me, I go through a lot of this kind of stuff and a lot of books I read. This one is the top of the top.
And I can
So,
vouch for that because
yes.
he's been talking
Yeah,
about
I
it
know.
for
Well,
a couple days now.
It is such a blessing to have you because
Yeah.
what you do is so important to all of us, and especially to our viewers, because we've kind of trained them that take care of the temple. 'Cause
Absolutely.
You only get one of these.
You only get one.
And I was just saying in the green bag, he looks so much younger than I figured because with all the places he's been, all the things he's done, and you have a large clinic, right?
Yes, I do, in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Wow.
Still actively seeing patients every day.
Now you started out, and you were in a different field, right?
Well, I started out like a regular family physician, primary care doctor, seeing 30 people a day.
Yeah.
But it was frustrating because they weren't really getting healthier. I just felt like I was writing prescriptions and referring them for surgery, and I didn't really notice that people's lives were transformed.
Wow.
And that's what I dreamed about when I wanted to be a doctor, was making a big difference in people's lives. And so it comes down to taking care of yourself, taking your body like a temple, respecting it and caring for it. And when you do that, if we eat the right food, we meet our nutrient needs, we are active, we manage our stress, it's amazing what the body, how it can heal.
Dave, can you get a close-up on Stephen Masley, medical doctor? He's a fellow of the American Heart Association, the American College of Nutrition, and the American Academy of Family Physician. He has helped many patients improve their cognitive function and prevent or reverse type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Masley scientists' articles have appeared in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, Journal of the American Medical Association, and the American Family Physician. His health programs have been seen on PBS, Discovery, and the Today Show. He is also an affiliate clinical professor with the University of South Florida, and that's just a few. It is such a, and I thank Linda, our assistant, for getting you here because she kept trying and trying and trying until we finally fulfilled it, because you are a busy guy.
Now, you've written a book on heart also.
Yes, this is, well, the brain book is the Better Brain Solutions, my 6th book.
Yeah.
Your 6th book. Okay, so we're talking about the brain today.
And how do you improve it? How do you get mentally sharper, quicker, more productive? And I believe we can prevent at least 60%, up to 90% of memory loss.
So what if you're So what if you're our age though? You know, you're on the other
You
end.
can still,
You can still do it?
still get sharper and quicker. I mean, the average, if you're doing everything right, I can just help maintain that. But the average person does get mental. It's like we give you a faster computer. Your processing speed goes up, your brain functions better, and you help to prevent memory loss, which is important for all of us. It's the #1, disease in America today. We spend more money on memory loss than anything else, and it's going to double in the next 12 to 15 years.
Double.
Double.
Because
the worst disease is going to double in frequency.
Because of why? We're not taking care of ourselves.
We're not taking care of ourselves.
You say in your book, if you could protect yourself from the illness you fear most, what would it be? That's a question. What is that?
Well, when I ask my patients, what do you fear the most? Almost everybody says memory loss.
Exactly right.
I would have thought cancer or a stroke or heart attack, but no, over and over again, because not only does it ruin your life, it has the potential that you become a burden on the people you love, and nobody wants that.
Wow. What causes dementia?
The number one cause is just eating the wrong foods.
Are you serious?
It's processed food, it's sugar, flour. We're causing elevated blood sugar levels, which shuts down our brain. When our blood sugar levels go up, our brain cells actually turn off. And it's a dramatic increased risk for memory loss and dementia. And not only are you less sharp when you're eating sugar, we think, okay, we'll eat sugar for a pick-me-up, right? It actually turns your brain cells off. They become quiet, they're unable to use energy. And if you persist, then they shrink. You end up with a shrunken brain, and we can prevent that. And it's pretty easy to do.
Now, Alzheimer's, is that a cousin of memory loss? That's the next?
Well, 70%, about 70% of all dementia. Dementia is you're disabled from memory loss. That's basically what it means.
Is that an intro?
70% of it, of all dementia. I mean, you could have a stroke and wipe out a big part of your brain. Well, that would be dementia. You've disabled from memory loss. But 70% of memory loss is related to Alzheimer's, which is largely caused by insulin resistance, this elevated blood sugar level. And we're killing the average American with the sad American diet, sad, is killing themselves and hurting their brain.
I got to tell you, another comment about this book. He has how to feed yourself, how to prepare food, what you should eat, how you should prepare it. I mean, it's all in this book, along with the front part of it tells you all about everything you're doing to your body leading up to how now you should take care of your body, and this is what you should do when you go to the grocery store, how you should buy your food and so forth. It's a manual. So when you have patients sitting in front of you and they're going, I think I'm losing my memory.
Yes.
And
that's all the time.
Okay, and you say to them, tell me about your lifestyle. What do you? Well, I love Dunkin' Donuts. I usually I just love candy. And you're sitting there and you got that look on your face, and they just keep expelling all of the things they're doing. You're going, and it's a wonder you found your way here.
Well, in my clinic, I have an advantage because we do I have them for hours, like 6 to 7 hours for an evaluation. We measure their brain speed. Are you growing plaque in your arteries? Your blood levels, your hormone levels, your fitness. We look at your nutrient intake. Do you meet your nutrient needs? And at the end, I can basically say how old a person is. And are you at the age you wanted to be, or are you 10 or 20 years older, and are you willing to change that?
Do you find that when you're...
Oh, frequently.
So you're looking at a person that may be 35, and you're looking at a test that says they could be 55.
Yeah, their arteries could many people have the arteries that are 10 or 20 years older than their predicted age, their real age.
Now you say blood sugar and the brain. So that's the contributor?
Elevated blood sugar is the #1 cause for memory loss and for heart disease. If we could get our blood sugar levels to normal, we would eradicate most heart disease.
What is normal?
I'd like to see it like below 95, preferably below 90. On a lab test, the normal cutoff is 100. We call it diabetes if your fasting blood sugar is more than 126. But anything more than 90, 95 increases your risk for memory loss.
Now you see type 2 dissipated by things that you tell them to do, right?
Yeah, I've helped thousands of people completely reverse type 2 diabetes with just lifestyle. They're on meds, sometimes they're on insulin, but if they choose to eat the right food, add activity, meet their nutrient needs, thousands of people have reversed type 2 diabetes, and now they're normal. They don't need any meds, it's not like a magic wand that they're cured. It's they have to change what they're eating, change how their activity is, and then that's the fix.
Now you were a cardiologist, right?
People think so. I'm a fellow with the American Heart Association. I'm not a cardiologist.
Okay.
I've done research with the American Heart Association for 30 years.
What are some of the hospitals you worked in?
I've been in Washington State, University of Arizona, University of Washington in Seattle. Here, locally, I've worked with Morton Plant Hospital primarily.
My goodness. What
and I've taught in residency programs for many of those hospitals as well.
So when they come in and you're teaching them how to eat, it basically is about how you eat, right?
Yes, it's
you're
about
cheering by what you put in
more
your mouth.
vegetable, fruit, beans, nuts, clean sources of protein, and giving up basically sugar and flour. Exchange sugar and flour for blueberries, for more nuts, for green leafies.
But you know, a lot of people love their bread. What does that mean? You got to give bread up totally too?
I think of bread like cake. I love it.
Really?
I like bread. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like it, but when you look at a bowl of flour, whether it's white flour, whole wheat flour, or a bowl of sugar, when you consume that, your blood sugar level goes up the same. So having whole wheat flour, like
It's true.
whole wheat bread, raises your blood sugar the same amount as just having a bowl of sugar.
Isn't that amazing?
So what about eggs? Are you for eggs?
As long as they're organically raised, I prefer cage-free.
Yeah.
They can actually run around and eat bugs. That improves their nutrient content. I think it's a myth that eggs cause any harm. Eggs are fine.
Now, you were overweight at one time, right?
I've been about the same way. No, not really.
So you didn't wake up one day and say, this is not working.
I've been following this program for 30 years.
Wow.
What I teach now is...
So you're proof positive.
I follow what I teach. If I can't follow it, then I shouldn't be teaching it. That's what I think. If I can't do it, it should be easier. And that's actually a really important point. Over time, I've tried to make... I used to have like 16 foods you had to eat, and now I'm down to just 4.
What would they be?
Well, fruit and vegetables, clean protein, beans, nuts. And then spices and herbs. I really want people to use more herbal herbs and spices.
What would they be? What would they be called?
Well, the spices and herbs would be like Italian herbs or curry spices, paprika, things that have pigment and color and flavor. They make our food taste delicious without needing a lot of sugar and extra salt.
You talk about in the book metabolic syndrome, when insulin resistance takes over the body. What is that like?
Well, insulin is the hormone that keeps your sugar from going high. So when you eat carbs, whether it's broccoli or black beans or whole wheat bread, your sugar starts to go up, and insulin comes up and pushes it back down. And insulin pushes energy into the cell to be used and stored. So it's basically the storage hormone. It's the weight gain hormone too. It helps you store energy. But if you're constantly eating like cereal for breakfast and a sandwich for lunch and crackers for a snack and bread and potatoes and pasta for dinner, it's an overload.
You just gave 90% of what people eat, really?
That's why I believe we can prevent 90% of memory loss, and we can prevent 90% of heart disease. Because if that's what you're eating, you're overloading your system. And eventually, your insulin keeps going up, but it can't work anymore. We get insulin resistance. Your cells stop responding because there's so much energy out there.
Wow.
And when your brain cells become insulin resistant, they turn off. They're unable to use energy, and they start to starve. So if it's just a meal, then it's just a choice for a few hours. But if you do that every day, literally your brain cells start to shrink. You end up with a shrunken brain. That's what Alzheimer's is, your brain shrinking, but we can prevent that.
Is it hereditary Alzheimer's?
Not very much. Yes, there are clearly genes that make, if you follow the sad American diet, you're more likely to get it. But
So in other words, if your dad had Alzheimer's when he was, let's say, 75,
yes,
would you be
at
more
increased risk to get it,
Okay.
especially if I followed my dad's lifestyle.
Which you probably do because, you were raised in that home.
But if you follow a different, my dad's 94 right now. And unfortunately.
So you're hoping you have his genes.
But I think the healthier we are, it makes our genes far less important. Remember, your genes are like, they put you at increased risk, but it's our choices that actually make that happen or not.
Yeah, I know my dad died of acute arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, and my whole lifestyle is totally different than his ever was. And so it does make a difference.
Especially for an autoimmune disease. Our lifestyle has a huge impact in preventing autoimmune diseases.
You say the heart-brain connection, and then you add stress, the brain bomb.
Well, the heart and the brain are intimately connected. When we look at our research, we've published over 20 studies from our clinic looking at how lifestyle impacts your brain health and your heart health. One of the strongest predictors of cognitive loss, your brain shrinking, is if you're growing plaque in your arteries. If you're growing plaque, your brain's shrinking. If you're losing cognitive performance, you're probably at risk for heart disease. They're so closely related.
Can you get rid of the plaque you already have?
Yes, I helped hundreds of patients shrink their artery plaque, and we published that in medical journals. So they are critically related, and when you help one, the good news is you help the other. But stress is like this other huge risk factor. I mentioned food, nutrients, fitness, and stress. If we don't manage our stress, we have high cortisol levels, and high cortisol raises blood sugar, not good, and high cortisol levels actually shrink the memory center of the brain, the hippocampus.
My goodness.
Wow.
So we do, things like prayer or meditation, things that help us get calm and peaceful are very helpful to protect. That's an intimate, important part of protecting our brain.
You talk about beets, very good for you.
Beets, they're one of my favorite foods. They increase blood supply, circulation, they're really good for your heart, and they increase the blood supply to your brain. When you eat beets, you actually improve the perfusion to the memory center of the brain and improve your memory and function.
I got to tell you, I've never cooked beets in my entire life because I always were afraid of them because they're messy.
Yes.
You can't get it off their hands or anything. And I've learned how to cook beets very easily, and then
she looked at her iPhone.
I looked up on YouTube actually, and then you take the skin off of them with paper towels, so you don't have to even touch them.
Yes.
But they are the most delicious.
I was raised on beets.
We've been eating them every day now.
And she started, and then she doesn't want the table all the time now.
Because I always loved them, but I didn't know how to make them.
I'm back to when I was a kid.
I just like to slice them up.
Yes.
And mix them with a little olive oil.
Yes.
Put them in the oven and roast them. It's so easy.
You hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
They're fantastic.
You're a big one on olive oil.
Well,
but it has to be a certain kind.
Well, you shouldn't overcook it. You cannot cook it at high heat. It only takes like low heat. You can use it for low heat cooking. You can put it in the oven like 375.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go over 400 degrees. That's the big restriction. But otherwise, studies have shown if you have olive oil every day, it can improve your brain function, help prevent memory loss.
Wow. You suggest, and this is on page 59 when you get your book, okay? But it says, aim to eat these foods every day. Green leafy vegetables, other vegetables except potatoes. How about sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes are much better.
And you say omega-3 rich seafood for a long chain omega-3 supplement.
Yeah, like wild salmon, sardines, herring, sole, those are great sources.
You say
I
olive.
can't get him to eat fish very much because he doesn't care for it that much.
I just can't get anybody. I don't like a fishy taste.
Okay, then you could take a fish oil supplement.
Oh, he does that.
Oh yeah, I do that
There you go.
every day. Yeah.
Either way.
Olive oil and other healthy cooking oils, nuts and other healthy fats, berries and cherries, cocoa and dark chocolate.
Yes, absolutely. You need dark chocolate every day.
Really?
Yes. It's really good for you, especially your brain.
He says caffeine sources, green tea and coffee. So you don't have a no for coffee.
Well, it definitely, there's a curve. A little is good, and too much, like most things, is too much. So if you can limit it to 1 or 2 cups a day, I think the data supports that it's good for your brain.
And red wine, that doesn't mean you buy a bottle and go through one a day.
No, we're talking a glass. Many people have ruined their lives with alcohol.
Absolutely.
Let's be realistic.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So if you can't limit yourself to a glass, maybe occasionally 2, if that's not a limit you can live with, then don't drink.
Yeah.
I'm not asking anyone who doesn't drink to drink, but if you do drink alcohol, having 1, not more than 2.
Why is it always red wine?
The pigments, it's really the pigment. There's no benefit from hard liquor, there's no benefit from beer. But when you look at brain health in particular, and even blood sugar control, red wine, because of the pigment, it seems to be beneficial.
A little wine for the stomach's sake. That's even biblical.
So, but it's not more than that. That's the critical thing.
little.
If you can't control that, please, it ruins people's lives.
It does.
Yours and
So
your
maybe
family.
it's better
and,
not even trying it.
yeah. So, and I'm fine with people not drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad always said, because people would say, well, how do I know that I'm not predisposed to being an alcoholic? And my dad would always say, don't drink.
Yeah.
You don't
He
have
was
to ask
very much
yourself.
against
So
it.
he was very much.
Yeah.
But you say beans and fermented foods?
Fermented foods, it helps our gut, the microbiome. All those trillions of bacteria are really important to our health. You know, for eons, they've been part of our health, you know, that we've eaten fermented foods like sauerkraut or yogurt or kefir. These foods have been with us, you know, since biblical times, and they're very important for us.
How about antibiotics? When you get a cold, go to the doctor. He gives you this and this and this and this.
Antibiotics are really destructive to the gut microbiome. They're very harmful to us. So, I mean, if you have pneumonia or some life-threatening thing, of course we're going to treat that. And then you need to take a probiotic to help build your gut flora up afterwards. But we should never be taking antibiotics for a cold.
Do they create leaky gut?
Yes, they do. So when you wipe out all the healthy bacteria and the bad ones overgrow, they make a lot of infection. They like puncture holes in your intestine. Your gut leaks. You become totally inflamed. It's a very vicious cycle, and it's super common.
How do you feel about probiotics? There's for and against on them. Some doctors say don't ever take them. Some say that you should.
I would say most people need them.
Okay.
Most people should be eating probiotic food like sauerkraut or miso or yogurt or kefir every day. And certainly if you ever have like pneumonia and God, I hope not, but if someone did, then I'm certainly looking at, a probiotic for several months to help build their gut flora back up.
You know, a doctor told Herman's sister, take at least a teaspoon of sauerkraut a day. Teaspoon, tablespoon, no more than that, just that for your gut, and it will settle your gut. Is that good?
Yes, but many things are too, but I'm going to probably suggest up to a cup of some form of probiotic every day.
Wow.
You want to make it, there's hundreds of trillions of bacteria in our intestinal tract.
Yeah.
And a teaspoon isn't really going to make that big a difference.
So sauerkraut is the deal?
Sauerkraut's really good for you.
Have you ever smelled a house when they start cooking that
I
stuff?
love sauerkraut.
You
love
walk in and you go,
sauerkraut.
did somebody just forget to close the bathroom door here?
Pickles,
Oh, I love pickles.
olives.
All of that.
All of those things are a good source of probiotics.
Fasting. You say that improves the brain.
Fasting has been around for a long time.
Yes, it has.
I mean, think about, in biblical times, how often people went on a fast to get mental clarity. So, and we've learned, especially for people with mild cognitive impairment, early signs of memory loss, if they'll go, and I think medically, probably the easiest one to follow is a 15-hour fast. You don't eat anything after 9 o'clock until noon the next day, and you do that, I call it partial intermittent fasting. It's a 15-hour fast, 2 or 3 days a week. And
So
you get
9 o'clock at night? You're
till
saying 9
noon
o'clock
the
at night?
next day.
Till noon the next day.
Water, yes. You could have black coffee or black tea. And there's really I think the evidence from this literature and the studies they've done shows that there's really good promise for doing that 2 to 3 days per week.
I've fasted 2 days a week for about 7 years. And it's become a routine now, but I eat breakfast and then nothing.
Until breakfast the next day.
Okay.
And it works with me.
So you're doing a 24-hour fast.
Yeah, and I exercise during all of that too, like jogging or speed walking or whatever. And it works for me. But when I'm reading your book, which is just fabulous, I'm thinking, hey, he's for fasting too.
Well, it's teaching your brain not to need glucose for energy and use different sources of energy, like breaking down and burning fat. So you're burning fat, your brain can use ketones, and by switching the energy your brain uses, that's been shown in studies to help people with mild memory loss.
So but you're skipping breakfast, according to the way you're saying, but just once or twice.
I'm doing it a couple days 2 to 3 days per week.
Okay.
And instead, I would have someone add like a vegetable omelet or a protein shake with like frozen cherries in a blender with almond milk.
Oh, I like
Or
that.
or yogurt, a good probiotic with some fruit and nuts.
What is a good yogurt?
Well, something that's plain, not
Okay.
sweetened,
Yeah, yes.
not no sugar
yeah.
added.
Just
Yeah.
plain.
So plain yogurt and add fruit to it.
Excellent.
Just regular fruit, yeah.
Excellent. You talk about strength training is good, lift weights for mental muscles. So,
Well,
you're into exercise too.
It's essential. I mean, from the data in our clinic, one of the best predictors of improving your brain speed and being quicker and sharper is your fitness level. Wow. But I was a little surprised because we've actually analyzed both aerobic fitness, you know, getting your heart rate up, whether it's jogging, cycling, something that's clearly beneficial. But strength training is also really good for your brain. They're independently good, both the aerobic and the strength training. And strength training builds muscle mass and helps improve prevent insulin resistance. It improves blood sugar levels. So both the aerobic and the strength part are both really good for your brain.
My goodness.
It's amazing.
Let me once again, we've just covered
Yeah.
bullet points, okay? Because when I was reading through the book, I'm going to feel so inadequate to have this guy with me, and there's so much up here that I want to ask him, and I've got to shrink it down to a few questions. But you have the opportunity to go to that website, get this book, and treat yourself. I'm telling you, I've followed a lot of things all my life. Well, I say all my life, since I've been probably 35, and now almost 80. So it's pretty long life. But I found stuff in here that I didn't know. It's like, oh my goodness. So you may think you know it all, and you may have all those books around your house or whatever. As soon as you open this one, you'll go, okay, I know what Herman meant. I didn't know that. So this is your opportunity to take care of that temple of the Holy Spirit. I just wish I could have you on for about a month, and then I could cover the book, and I could ask every question I ever wanted.
He
You're
wants people
making
to buy
many
it.
good choices. You know, you're making some good choices yourself every day, as you've said, and obviously that's really been a blessing in your life and been a help. And so I'm really grateful for the work you're doing and helping people. And
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you.
you know, I think our challenge is how do we get people to take better care of their temple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
their self that God gave us, and you feel so much better. You know, it's not just to prevent heart disease and diabetes and dementia. which is
Quality of life.
But it's quality of life.
Yes.
You feel so much better. I
Yes.
think that's the best thanks I get from my patients is
Yeah.
they'll say, wow, I forgot how wonderful I could feel.
Wow, that's great.
I second that. This is the answer, the Word of God, to every need you may have. God bless you. Bye-bye.